Hey, George. Obviously, some big decisions with Max and Chris being left off the postseason roster. Just wondering your reaction to that and how you guys are lined up the pitching for this series.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, those two guys are a huge part of our team, and have been all year round. I'm not in those decisions, and I'm not up there trying to figure that out. But I know that those guys will be ready if asked to be.
And you guys have had to get used to playing without Bo for a few weeks now. What are some of the factors you think have allowed you to sort of manage through that now, and what do you guys have to do without him in this series?
Yeah, I mean, I just think kind of it just feeds into who we are as a team. It's the next man up. Unfortunately for us, he's been such a integral part of this team this whole year, and without Bo, we probably wouldn't be in this position. So, to know that he's hurting on the inside, he wants to play just as bad as everybody here wants him to play, is tough. But you know what, I hope in the next few weeks or he'll be able to contribute.
Standing in the back, George, straight ahead.
George, as one of the guys with a lot of postseason experience, what kind of role have you taken on this week and leading into today before this game?
The same as it's been all year, the old guy role. Just to try and do as much as I can, to help anybody that has a question or wants to know something. At the end of the day, man, it's the same game. Just go play, enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. I don't think the moment gets lost on anybody. But just go have fun.
Kevin was here yesterday just talking about how tight-knit this group is. Can you talk a little bit about that? What he said, guys hang out a lot outside of the ballpark.
Yeah. I think, anytime you can kind of do things together as a team, hang out together, whether that's in the hotel, at a house, on the road, at the park, it's good for on the field. And I'm starting to sense, or I should say, I've sensed that all year. Guys are showing up to the park a little bit earlier, staying longer. There's some wives who were getting angry at guys who were hanging around a little bit too long, but it's okay. I think all that stuff in a season, it makes your time away from your actual family fun.
Second row right up front, George.
Hey, George. I see you guys are wearing the white panel caps. How superstitious are you?
This hat was hanging in my locker, so it's a hat I'm going to wear. I don't make that decision. I know we busted these hats out a few games ago, I believe, and here they are again.
The fourth row on the left center aisle, Mitch.
Hey, George, you've been around a lot of rookies who've come up and had to pitch big games. What have you kind of gleaned from Trey Yesavage over the last couple of weeks that you think makes him prepared for a start like tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, with Trey, it's cool. He seems pretty unfazed by a lot of things. I think he's very outwardly calm, and I think that perception, and for him, it does a lot for us. You would expect somebody to appear nervous but he doesn't. And I think that just shows, who he is as a player, who he is as a human being. That being said, that doesn't mean he's not, but, he's done an unbelievable job his first, 3-4 starts at kind of just being in the moment, being locked in.
Right across the aisle, Kirby. Thank you.
George, Dalton Varsho was talking about how amazed he was at your ability to flush a game right after it's finished and kind of clear your head and put it behind you. How are you able to do that, and how has it served you well?
I don't know. I just think kind of once the game's over, and you can't dwell on the good. You can't, you obviously shouldn't dwell on the bad because there is another game tomorrow, and I have a job to do. For me, I just kind of lean into the fact that every day is a new day, and whether I get the job done or not, hopefully that there's another moment to kind of dive into the next day. So I got to be able to be clear-headed and ready to roll.
Second row on your right, George. Keegan.
George, at this point in your career, when you approach the playoffs, like compare it to your early days in Houston, do you approach this or appreciate it any differently? Has anything changed for you, how you look at these opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, I don't take this for granted. I didn't back then, and I won't now. I think the few times we've haven't been in this position, you learn how hard it is to do, and how much fun it is to do. Excuse me. And you want to be a part of this moment, and you kind of yearn for that all year. And when you're not a part of it, you just kind of watch the other teams celebrate, or you watch the other teams play, and you're like, man, I really want to be there and enjoy that. And to do it with this group of guys who has really kind of stuck together since spring training is special. Obviously, we've got a long way to go, and it starts, today. But just to be here, to be one of 4 American League teams left playing is a huge honor for us, and it's one that I know that clubhouse does not take lightly.
And one row behind on your right, George.
George, aside from it starting today, a week later than it has in the past, does this feel any different than the 22 and 23 playoff teams?
Well, I mean, hopefully, I think, excuse me, being in this position of not having to play in the wild card round, has showed us, how far we've come as a team, has shown us, who we are as a team. And, this last week, just watching everybody go about their work and prepare has been awesome. Again, still a long way to go, and it starts at 4:08 today. But I couldn't be more proud of the guys in that locker room.
It feels like in every playoff year or every playoff series, someone emerges, right? Whether it was you in the World Series that year. But this team has always been on message with it's a new guy every day, and it's always somebody else. Do you think that in the playoffs someone has to take the reins, or can it work with everyone throwing in?
I mean, I think it can be both. I think, there's guys in the past, there's guys now that have kind of put the whole organization on their back and let it ride. And then there are times where it takes every single guy in that locker room. And I don't think there's a singular human that can just propel a team to win every single game. But I think it takes everybody. But I think there's individual moments throughout the course of a game that contribute to the success of a team. And, for us as a team, I don't think anybody thinks about that. I don't think anybody cares about that. It's about the name on the front and not the name on the back.
Third row at your left, George.
Hey, George, you've been around Vlad for a few years now. What sort of growth have you seen in him in that time, and how would you describe your relationship with him as a teammate?
Well, one, I love the guy. He's an unbelievable human, a great player, great teammate. He does so much for us on and off the field. And I think anytime you get a chance to be around Vladdy, you have a fun moment. It's a guy that does not take anything for granted. He genuinely loves being a Toronto Blue Jay and loves to be here and loves the country, loves his family, the fans. And when you sit there and you talk to him about it, and when you can kind of get him away from just the game itself, he has a genuine admiration for kind of everything. And it's hard not to respect a guy like that who wants to win so bad but doesn't want to win for himself. He wants to win for other people. And I respect that, I mean, as far as I can go.
A couple more for George. Anything else? All right, George, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
All right.